Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about forgiveness, and this is like fresh, brand new. God woke me up at 2:22 this morning. Yes, it was 2:22. I know because I got up and I went into the kitchen and I looked at the time, and it was 2:22. But this message has been on my heart since yesterday, in all honesty. 70 times 7 has been playing over and over and over in my mind. And what the Bible says about that is, so Peter goes to Jesus and he says, is it good if I forgive someone 7 times? And Jesus was like, 70 times 7. So yeah, we're supposed to infinitely forgive the way that we are infinitely forgiven. And I don't know about you, but I know for me, it's easy to say I've forgiven, but the internal steps that it takes to truly let something go, that's another story. And that is what God has been working with me on. And so now I feel like I get to share that with you. And I'm glad, even though I was woken up at 2:22 in the morning for this. You're worth it. All right, so forgiveness is trust. This is the biggest thing that was shown to me. Because forgiveness means that you are really putting the onus of responsibility of whatever the outcome is on God. You're taking it away from you. And that matters. Because the deeper trust, think of trust as like, trust is faith in action. Trust is faith in action. Yeah. And for the first one, admitting that you were wronged makes a difference. Like, I don't know about you, but for me, there have been times in my life where I truly have been victimized, but I don't like the word victim, and I don't ever want to feel like one. So for me, sometimes I have a hard time admitting that someone has even wronged me because I don't want to feel like a victim. And God has had to work with me on that and say, you know what? Just because you put lipstick on a pig doesn't mean it's not a pig. Like, call it what it is. Allow it to be what it is. Maybe not to the other person, but to yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. And yeah, just admit the truth. And then the next one is feel. So first you admit, and then you feel the feeling behind it. Now that feeling could be sadness. That feeling could be frustration. It could be anger. And I wrote here, be angry, because the Bible even says, be angry, but do not sin. Which means that emotion of anger is a healthy emotion to feel and to allow yourself to bring up. Anger isn't bad. Now, the do not sin part means don't take anger to the next level. Because you always have that choice, when that fork in the road, which way are you going to go? But being able to feel your feelings when it comes to forgiveness is everything. Because this is not dependent on anyone else, which I think is really, really nice that God can do this with us directly by working through us. You don't need the other person to admit that you're upset or that you were wronged. And you don't need the other person to admit to yourself how you feel and to let those feelings come up. Now, the Bible is very clear about believers and conflict and how they can resolve conflict. What I'm talking about here is different. It's different. It's when you know that you are not going to do that and you don't need to go to the believer, and that's not part of the path, but you still have unforgiveness in you and you need to let it go because God needs a clear vessel. And the only way to get the clear vessel is to clear the vessel. Forgiveness is a way to clear the vessel so that he can refill. But you can't clear the vessel if you're not willing to admit the truth to yourself, if you're not willing to feel what you're feeling underneath it. It's okay. And if you were wronged, if you were hurt, if you were victimized, I am so sorry that happened to you. I'm really sorry that happened to you. And I want you to know that you can move through this. And you're not alone. And if you need to spend some time in this space, please take that and do that. God will meet you exactly where you're at as soon as you're honest with you. Feeling there's a weight to unforgiveness. And that's the reason why this feeling part is so important. Because the weight of unforgiveness is very heavy. But allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling will allow you to begin to move through what you're experiencing. And then release. What I mean when I say release is release the outcome. Now, just imagine a scenario. You've been wronged, you've been hurt, and you have been victimized, and you admit this to yourself. You're upset, and you allow yourself to express that. However you do that constructively, right? Excuse me. Okay. And then the last one is release. Like, I love this because release is like be still and know. You're releasing the outcome. And in releasing the outcome, what you're saying is, God, I trust you to be you. I trust you to do what only you can do. My hands don't need to touch the situation at all. I don't need to retaliate. I don't need to send me text messages. I don't need to, whatever it is. I don't need to exert my own personal energy doing something negative to another person because I'm upset. Instead, after going through admitting to myself how I feel, feeling the feelings associated with it, I can go ahead and say, okay, God, I'm going to be still. I'm just going to be still. And I think that a lot of people, this is just me assuming, all right? And I know what they say about assuming. But I really think the only reason people take things into their own hands is because they think God won't do it. Or they think the timing hasn't happened soon enough. Or they just have a superiority complex. Or maybe it's just ego-driven and whatever the reason. I just think that if we sat back and just let God do what he does, you'll see that it's always better when you don't get into that stuff. Like, why would you expend your energy to do something towards someone else that will come back to you? I mean, that's just the law of nature. It's going to come back. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, though. This one's hard for me. This one, release and be still. Because sometimes I've been in situations where people have gone out of their way to either try to humble me or put me in my place. And it's for something simple like, oh, I realized our energies don't match. I'm pulling my energy back. This is not the environment for me. Or this friendship is not aligned with who I am. So I'm just going to pull my energy back. I won't be mean, won't be rude, ever. And all of a sudden, it turns into something. And so this releasing, I have found that I've had to work at this one. And it's not even working at it from a place of, God, I want you to enact divine justice. It's not like, get them. Go get those people. They were so mean to me. It's nothing like that. What I've seen and experienced the most in my life is that the way that God deals with situations where someone has been wronged, it's not that he does something bad to the other person. I mean, they already have patterns that are going to be coming back and forth in their life because of how they act and behave. What I've seen God do is bless those who have been hurt. I've seen God bless those who go through this process of forgiveness. And I've seen it time and time again. I mean, this isn't dependent on the person being there with you. This is between you and God. So this is, just say you need to forgive someone from 30 years ago, you don't need to go to that person. You don't need to be in their face. I'll give you an example. So this was after I was married. I want to say I was probably like 30 years old. I had a dream, and God has always given me prophetic dreams. In this dream, I saw an ex-boyfriend. This ex-boyfriend, full transparency, was physically abusive. He was verbally abusive. He was emotionally abusive. He was the reason why my mom said to me, stop bringing home birds with broken wings and trying to fix them. Because I don't know what mission I was on to try to make this person better, right? That's what I thought. I was 20, whatever, 20. It was a very negative relationship that ended with me needing to make sure I was safe. We'll just say that. All right, so in this dream, I see him, and he is working with dark magic. He is with some type of practitioner, and they are doing some type of spell work. And it's very specific. It's very much targeted to me. And he is in a situation now where he is willing to sell his soul for this to be carried through. And God showed me this. And I was like, honestly, first reaction was that's messed up. And the word I was thinking was not messed. And the word I used was not messed. But after I thought it was messed up, I kid you not, I prayed for that man. I prayed for him. And you want to know why? It's because there's none of that I was willing to hold on to or bring into my life or my world. That was not mine to carry. But what God showed me was that he needed prayer. Whether or not the dream was true doesn't even matter. But I prayed for that man. And I can tell you now, to this day, I believe people can change. I've seen myself change over the past, 20 years, 30 years. I believe people can change if they want to. If they want to. And I share that with you because this whole be still, releasing the outcome, no clue what's going on in that person's world. No clue. But I was honest about the fact that was a messed up dream. I allowed myself to be upset about it. I wasn't angry as much as I was shocked, honestly. I was shocked at the depths. And I think that's probably, seeing that in the dream at such a young age, I almost feel like that's the reason why things don't faze me in the same way. Because I saw something that to me felt so just ooh. That so many other things compared to that seem like a drop in the bucket to me now. True. But God is God, and nobody's bigger than God. Not dark forces, not bad exes, not anything, So I trust this path because this works for me. It really does. This allows me to have the peace that I need in my mind because I've admitted the truth, in my heart because I've admitted the truth, in my body because I felt the feelings. And then in my spirit, because I've let it go. So I'm curious to know what forgiveness looks like and feels like for you. Because in this lesson, what God is teaching me and what I believe God is teaching all of us is that forgiveness is trust. Being able to forgive someone else means that you trust God more than whatever it is that they did to you. And I think we are all really there, to be honest with you. I think we all trust God more than what was done to us. I think that we just get stuck here in the moving through it part. So, curious to hear your take. How's forgiveness going in your life? I will see you on the next one. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day and take care.